of sports bloopers can happen in a year, and when those bloopers are spectacular or really ridiculous, they can offer chuckles and entertainment for a long time. Here are some of 2018's greatest sports bloopers. Behold, a perfectly flawed baseball play that makes the bad news Bears look like the good news Grizzlies. In the 8th inning of a clash between the Colorado Rockies and Cincinnati Reds, Rocky Carlos Gonzalez batted a fly ball to right center field. Reds outfielder Billy Hamilton seemed all but destined to catch it, but instead the ball slipped past his outstretched glove.
But it'll be right.
Meanwhile, Gonzalez rounded second base, but got tripped up on his way to third, although it didn't turn out so bad for him.
Hamilton dropped the ball, and Gonzalez will go around second. He falls down, and he's still able to get back to second base.
Colorado went on to score a 6-3 victory, but for a brief, harmonious moment, the Reds and the Rockies failed beautifully together. The 2018 NFL playoffs will mostly be remembered for the Philadelphia Eagles' stunning upset victory over the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. But the lead-up to the big game also defied belief when the New Orleans Saints performed a miracle for the opposing team. The Saints were squaring off against the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Divisional Round. For most of the game, Saints rookie safety Mike Williams played well, snagging an interception and racking up 5 tackles and 2 pass deflections. With seconds left in the game and the Saints up by just 1 point, Williams had a chance to put a big fat cherry atop his NFL Sunday by tackling Vikings receiver Stephon Diggs. Instead, he missed by a mile and also took out one of his own teammates, allowing Diggs to score a game-winning 61-yard touchdown.
Has a shot. I'm not sure really what he's thinking, Joe. He comes in, he's got him dialed in, and he just all he's got to do is make a play.
In his February game against the Arizona Coyotes, LA King Tanner Pearson didn't mean to be funny when he collided with his teammate Drew Doughty in the first period. He also didn't mean to flip heels over head onto his backside, lose a skate blade, and shuffle awkwardly on one knee before being towed to the bench. But all those things happened in quick succession.
A full barrel roll. Here we go! And on the backside when he hit the ice, the blade is no longer at the bottom of the skate.
It was all glorious because nobody got hurt except for Pearson's left skate. The incident also didn't hurt the Kings' chances of winning as they beat the Coyotes 6-0. Pretty much nobody expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the 2018 NBA Finals. But thanks to a heroic 51-point performance from LeBron James, the Cavs actually had a chance to steal Game 1 from the Golden State Warriors. But what at first smelled like an upset ultimately reeked of a brain fart by J.R. Smith. At the end of the fourth quarter, George Hill had a chance to give Cleveland the lead at the free throw line but missed his second attempt. Smith snatched the rebound, but he was apparently oblivious to the tie score, so he dribbled the ball away from the basket.
It's grabbed by J.R. Smith. Smith's going to run it out. I think J.R. didn't know how much time was left. J.R. could have dribbled near the timeline, and we're going to overtime.
The Warriors ultimately won in overtime, and James mourned his wasted efforts by punching a whiteboard and injuring his hand after the game. In a disastrous showing for Wake Forest University football, freshman kicker Nick Skiba not only missed his first field goal attempt of the game, he almost didn't attend it. It happened during Wake Forest's 56-27 blowout loss to Notre Dame in September. With the score tied at 0 and 7 minutes left in the first quarter, the Demon Deacons set up for a 37-yard field goal. Correction, they mostly set up. As Skiba continued practicing on the sideline, the clock kept ticking down.
I think the thought here is, hey, we just put a pretty good drive together. The kicker's not on the field. They need a kicker. They're trying to. They do need a kicker.
In a reverse Charlie Brown moment, Wake Forest's holder looked back and discovered nobody was there to kick the football. After what felt like an eternity, Skiba scrambled onto the field, quickly booted the ball into the air, and watched it bounce off the upright in the wrong direction. Athletes habitually break the laws of physics, but sometimes those laws conspire against them. Take, for example, this July contest between the Houston Astros and Oakland A's. In the bottom of the 11th, Oakland had a 1-run lead and needed 2 more outs to put the game away. Houston tied it up, then with runners on first and second, Astros infielder Alex Bregman unleashed a mighty swing to create what he later described as the softest ball anyone's ever hit. Bregman barely made contact, and the ball landed just a few feet from home plate. Oakland catcher Jonathan Lacroix tried to tag him out, but missed completely thanks to Bregman's stealthy dive. And then, disaster struck. March matchup got off to a horrendous start. In the early stages of the game against the New York Islanders, Jory committed a goaltending blooper for the ages. As Islander Brandon Davidson entered the attacking zone, Jory did his best impression of a man trying to run across cartoon banana peels.
Not for Bailey with Tavares, goes across for Davidson up on the right. The backhand, he scores! Tristan Jory fell over as Davidson was going to the backhand.
Luckily for Jory, his fellow Penguins didn't roast him like a turkey. Much to his relief, he saw 90% of the guys laughing, and he had the last laugh as he went on to make 25 saves, and the Penguins seized victory in overtime. The WWE's 10-year contract with Saudi Arabia appears to be the gift that keeps on giving reasons to regret. On April 27th, the greatest Royal Rumble was held in King Abdullah International Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The event drew scorn for a Saudi-imposed ban on female wrestlers and for airing propaganda that depicted the oppressive nation as a beacon of positive change. The 6-hour show featured a ridiculously bloated main event in the form of a 50-man battle royale. However, there was one diamond in the vast expanse of rough: Titus O'Neil. O'Neil was the 39th entrant in the battle royale. As he ran into the ring, announcers bragged about him rubbing elbows with important Saudi figures. Then out of nowhere, he started rubbing elbows with the floor. The internet lovingly dubbed the moment Titus World Slide, a reference to the wrestler's worldwide gimmick. The tale of the tortoise and the hare teaches us that slow and steady wins the race. It also teaches you not to stop before you've finished. The hare learned that lesson the hard way, as did Israeli runner Lona Hemtai Salpeter. Salpeter's backstory could double as a real-life fable. A native of Kenya, she became romantically involved with a track coach while working as a nanny in Israel. The pair married in Kenya and eventually moved to Israel. Salpeter repeatedly applied for citizenship but got rejected for about 5 years. The government finally naturalized her when she qualified to compete in the 2016 Rio Games. Things went awry in Rio, but in 2018 she made history as the first Israeli woman to win gold at the European Championships. She almost won a second medal there, but unwittingly removed herself from the running. While competing in the 5,000-meter race, Salpeter underestimated how much race she had left and stopped early. While celebrating the silver medal she thought she had won, she discovered she still had one left to go.
And what was Lona Salpeter thinking? She thought she'd finished. She moved over to the right-hand side of the track. Big grin on her face.
Salpeter would finish fourth, but got disqualified for crossing the running lanes too early. She vowed to treat her blooper as a lesson for future races.